Do you know what the purpose of a political party is? Well, here's the gist of it. Initially, political parties started this way. When this country was formed, there was actually only one political party, okay? And those were the people that fought the Revolutionary War and got away from Britain, okay? That was what came to be known at the time as the Republican Party, because at the time, this was a republic. A republic. And as a republic, the leaders of the republic were Republicans. Okay? Now, with that being said, along came later on what was called the Whig Party. This was later on after slavery took place in the plantations and all of that stuff that started happening. Political parties at that time were formed around ideologies. Okay? The ideology of the Republican Party at that time was to create a new country free from the ravages of King George III in England, independent of them, self sustaining. And the Whigs, of course, they turned into a party that wanted to protect slavery and keep their wealth, and not really do the labors that they used forced labor to do. In the 21st century, political parties have turned into something else. Political parties are actually a funding mechanism. In other words, if you want to campaign and you need money to campaign to buy television ads and so forth, you join a political party. It's based somewhat in an ideology because fiscal conservatives will tend to go towards the Republican Party. Liberals tend to go toward the Democratic Party. Then you have some that are in the middle who are just flat out independents like myself, where I see a little bit of good in each one and take the best components of both. But I'll join neither because I don't want to have an undying allegiance to either one. The bottom line is this. At this stage, political parties are about money. If you want to get something done, you align with a political party. If you want to make money, you align with a political party. And if you go against their ideology, say if you're a Republican, you're a member of the Republican Party, but you disagree with Donald Trump's behavior and you vote against the things that Donald Trump wants, then they will throw you out of the party and your campaigns will not be funded. Personally, I have issue with that. But that's the way that they do it. This is what political parties are all about. This is how they get it done. By the same point, those ideologies, you have to understand one particular thing. And this unfortunately comes with money. Money gives people the idea that they can control the world and make the world think the way that they do. You can't force that on people. You can't make anybody love you or like you. You can't make anybody do what you want them to do. That's called free thought. It's also in free speech. Yes, there are certain laws that are in place so that all of the country conforms to certain things to keep order and peace. That is true. That's what law is for, to maintain the peace and keep those constitutional values. But when one man tries to change, everybody tries to force them into his perceived vision of utopia, that is wrong. Donald Trump is trying to force his vision of utopia. Well, what's his vision of utopia? An all-white country. Plain and simple, everything he's done is for an all-white country. These mass deportations of anyone black and brown, but yet you're going to bring in white South African immigrants under a lie that they themselves have disputed. Listen, this political party partisanship and so forth is going to have to stop if this country is going to survive. That's it, and that's all.